Hello, welcome to my shop. Today I want to talk to you about my new lathe. If you remember, I had a shopsmith that I used for a lathe for years, and last November I decided to upgrade, and I purchased this Nova 1624-2 lathe. Just a few background specs about it. It weighs approximately 200 pounds. The swing on over the bed is 16 inches. Outboard, you can swing this headstock out to 90 degrees or 22 degrees, and at 22 and a half degrees, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees from where it's at now. Over the waves is 16 inches, like I said. Outboard all the way 90 degrees, it'd be 29 inches swing, but you have to have a optional tool rest assembly that you purchase and mount on the back side over here. The distance between centers is 24 inches. The spindle has a 1.25 inch, 8 threads per inch thread on it for your face plate or chucks or whatever. It has a number 2 Morse taper. The tailstock also has a number 2 Morse taper, and it has 3.25 inches of travel. There's 8 speeds. You have to change the belt to change the speeds. The lowest speed is 214 RPMs, 360 RPMs, 684 RPMs, 1020 RPMs, 1440 RPMs, 2160 RPMs, 2880 RPMs, and the highest speed is 3600 RPMs. This lathe was in my price range. That's why I purchased it. I knew the belt changing was going to be a pain in the butt, but that's the way I went. It has a reverse, which is nice for sanding. I've never had that before. And it came with a drive center, a 4-prong drive center. It came with a live center, and it came with an 11-inch tool rest, which I have it's a 12-inch tool rest. This is a 6-inch tool rest that I purchased separately. Overall, I'm very happy with the lathe. The one thing that I wasn't happy with, the one negative thing, was that the bed comes in 2 pieces. It was already assembled, but it wasn't lined up properly. I had to move it around and do some filing on it to where I could get the banjo and the tailstock past it. In the beginning I showed a clip of what it looked like coming off the crate. You definitely need 2 people to put it together. The bed is more than I can pick up by myself. The headstock was unassembled and off of it. The motor was unassembled and off of it, which that was no big deal. I had to purchase a hand wheel. It's a small hand wheel for back here. That had to be purchased separately. Other than that, overall, I'm pretty happy with the lathe. It's very stable. I've turned a 12-inch bowl on it, and with no problems. It changes speeds. It's relatively easy. You just flip open this door, and loosen this. This loosens the motor, and you pull it towards you, and that loosens the motor, and you can be able to change the belts. The banjo moves real nice, swings way out, and it locks securely. I've never had no problems with it. The height adjustment on your tool rest is this T-bar, and that locks securely. No problems. The tailstock, I did have to adjust it to make the points match up on the live center and the drive spur. This little drive center live center came with it. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. It has a through hole. You have to manually knock out the live center through the tailstock, and same with the drive spur. You drive that out with this bar. This bar came with it. I didn't read the directions before I purchased it, or the owner's manual, so I went out and I bought a 1/2-inch rod that I could knock things out because I didn't think it came with it. The tailstock moves smooth. The spindle on the tailstock, it moves smooth, no problem. It's called a quill. I just remembered that. It's a quill of the tailstock. It locks, no problem. I've never had it creep on me. The reason I have this rubber band on here is I take it off a lot when I'm doing a hollow form or a bowl or whatever, and it just gets it out of the way and keeps me from jabbing this center in my elbow. The base, the legs came with it. This part here is made out of cast iron, and the legs are made out of tube steel. It's very stable, I think, and overall I'm really happy with it. I've had Nova chucks in the past. I love them. I had them on my shop smith. Just a nice piece of equipment. I'm well pleased with it. Like I said, I've had it since November, and this is shot on April the 8th in 2020, and we're in the middle of this lockdown thing. So I've had a lot of time to turn them. I've turned a lot of projects. This is the small hand wheel I was talking about. I forget now exactly how much it was. I think it was like $35 or something. But there's this back side of the spindle is threaded. It has like a metric thread. I think it's like a M33 or something. I don't know exactly. So to pivot the headstock, you want to unlock this. You unlock that, push this locating pin over, and then just it'll lock into place. That's 22.5 degrees. That's 45 degrees to the bed. And that would be 90 degrees. There's an optional tool rest that you can purchase that mounts here and comes out, and then it's several pieces. I don't know that I'll ever get it. I may someday, but we'll just see. I don't usually come up with that size work. 16 inches is about as big as I want to go. So that's that part. One last thing I forgot to mention This is a spindle lock. And it's also, there's a little small hole here, you probably can't see it. But this has a dividing ring in it. There's 24 divisions in it. So that come in handy. I made an earring tree for my wife and I used it to mark off the locations. It was equally spaced. It's pretty handy. I really like it. This is the little spur drive I mentioned earlier, and this is the original tool rest that came with the machine. Well, anyway, I'm very happy with this lathe. There really wasn't a lot of reviews on the lathe, so that's why I thought I'd make this. I can't say enough about it. I'm very, very pleased with it. They sell an adapter kit. You can make this variable speed, which it's about $750. So this lathe normally at Woodcraft or other dealers usually sells for about $1,100, and you can find it, sometimes it'll be on sale for like $999, something like that. I was very fortunate. When I decided to buy it, I had looked at this lathe on and off for years. When I decided to buy it, I got on the internet and I found a deal. I found it for $750. And when I saw that, I just instantly, I had to have it right then. You know, I knew that was the way to go. And I haven't seen it on there for that price since then. Delivery was quick. I got it like in 4 days. It was free delivery, so that was another big plus. They rolled up in a short tractor trailer. The guy backed it in my driveway, had a lift gate. He dropped it down, wheeled it right in the garage, and I can't say enough. It's just been excellent. I've not had no issues with it at all, other than the ones I mentioned earlier. It's just a great all-around lathe. I'm very, very pleased with it. And like I said, I've been turning on the Shopsmith for since 1986. So that's what I got today. I appreciate you guys watching. And if you're interested in this lathe and you got any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I'll give you my honest opinion. I don't put on nothing, but I'm very happy. I've not had nothing that I've not been happy with on the lathe. So I wish you all well. Stay safe in this crazy time we're living, and I wish that God would bless you, and we'll just see you on down the road.